It's just another year to me. It's always nice to play SEC opponents. So I guess that I say that would excite me. But um, over and all, I'm just excited for another year.
What about now with the new defensive coordinator in the spring? You guys had him for the spring, right?
Right. Yeah.
Acclimating everything. What do you like about what he's bringing to the defense?
Uh, I think we're gonna be. I think he brings a lot more negative plays than we had in the past. We're more disruptive, I would think. Instead of just being a defense that just concentrating on just getting you off the field, we like to cause negative plays, turnovers, things of that nature. So,
What are some of the strengths that he has defensively?
no doubt about his speed. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough to run. Run the perimeter or anything like that. If we get your third down, you're in trouble. Just because we have so much speed and athleticism on the field that we can bring in. So we're extremely fast, extremely fast. So.
Thank you, Ron. What about for you? What are some of your goals? Do you have anything you've set that you want to try to accomplish this season individually?
Defense player of the year. Yeah. That's hands given. I feel like I'm the best defensive player in the conference, like no doubt about it.
What about that position change, going from safety to linebacker? Great.
All right.
Your feelings on that? What excites you about that transition?
I would say blitzing, being more of a blitzer, causing more negative plays behind the line of scrimmage, stuff like that. Uh, of course, being close to the ball, you're probably gonna get a few more tackles and stuff like that. So I guess that excites me, but more negative plays and knowing that my experience and knowing what I've seen and just wit of the game, knowing that I'm not going to get fooled, I'm not going to get tricked, and at safety, you kind of got to rely on the guy in front of you, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it's much experience and as much wit and knowledge of the game that I have that there's you're not going to fool me, you're not going to trick me. So
What are some of the keys for success this year for your team?
I definitely would say focus. Uh, like I was saying earlier, the season is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, it's easy to be focused, the first few weeks of the season. Everybody's pumped up then, everybody's optimistic. But as the season wears on, that's when you really start to figure out who teams are and peaking at the right time. So, hey, how you doing? Roman, nice to meet you.
From Mobile.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So last year the defense was okay, but
Right.
the pass defense was significantly better than the run defense. What kind of went wrong with the run defense that made it falter so much?
Uh, I would just say focus. That was a big issue last year. Focusing on your responsibility alone, being accountable for your gap, uh, and being consistent. There was times where we looked great in run fit, and then it would be that one busted play. A lot of our run mishaps were basically off busted plays. It never was teams just slowly pounding away at us. It was normally just big plays. I'm talking 60-yard plus runs, and that's unacceptable. Two of those, and you're already at 120. So that made it look a lot worse than what it really was. So if we could eliminate those big plays and make you earn everything you get, and remain focused and consistent in our performance, we'll be okay.
The secondary definitely seems to be the strength of the defense, with the pass defense being so much better than the run defense last year and not losing a lot.
All right.
So, how much emphasis has been put on just improving on an already good secondary?
Well, you say that, but and everybody says that, but at the same time, when you're giving up as much as we gave on the run last year, you don't have to throw it. So some teams just didn't really have to, and they didn't feel the need to. But we are very talented in the secondary. But I mean, like I said earlier, it's just about being focused and staying consistent because even though we gave up a lot of third downs and stuff like that that you just can't have in order to be a really good defense. So definitely third down is something we really need to improve on. I feel like third and long situations, like as a defense, especially a secondary, you have to win that. There's no conversation about it. There's no excuses for giving up a third and long, and we gave up entirely too many of those last year.
The defensive line had to rebuild last year after losing a lot, and they're still kind of rebuilding this year. How much of an emphasis has been put on you to kind of be the leader, to kind of teach everyone else around the defense how to do their jobs and stay confident even though they are rebuilding certain parts of the defense?
For most of the summer, I've actually kind of stepped back and been a little quieter than I have in the past, just because we got a new guy in and stuff like that. Everybody's still learning, but uh, I feel like when fall camp comes along, it's when I'll really get into that. Uh, when things get a little more hectic and guys quiet don't know what to do, and like we always say, when the bullets start flying. Well, I mean, I'm a 4-year starter, so I kind of find harmony in that. So it what may seem hectic and crazy to a lot of guys is going to seem very normal to me, and that's when I'll be able to thrive as a leader. But right now, I've been kind of quiet and just making sure that me as an individual get my mind and body ready for a marathon of a season. And,
How much has having a new defensive coach? How much has he really like changed What's the biggest thing he's changed on the defense, basically?
uh, there's a more of an emphasis on negative plays, I would say. Negative plays and turnovers. We're a little more zone oriented than we have been in the past. My first few years here, we played a lot of man. I'm talking tons of man coverage. So we're going to switch it up and give the quarterback a lot of different looks. And sometimes when things might seem one way, we're going to make it look another. We're disguised a lot. We're very deceiving defense. So that's definitely something that's changed a lot. Thanks.
Opening up with Mississippi State, just how much is that going to be a game where you can prove what you guys are made of and just make what can that game do to help you?
Uh, I feel like just because it's on national television, that it's definitely going to be a chance for us to show that we're improved, we're a better team. Uh, we don't feel like we're an underdog to anybody, even in our own conference. So it's going to be huge, showing that we're a contender.
Speaking of conference play, you opened conference against the Raging Cajuns at ULL. Just what can that game? I mean, they're kind of underdogs right now. They're coming off of a down year. They're going to be extra salty. Do you guys think about that and just kind of how big of an opening game could that be?
That's huge. They're kind of close to us, so that's always a big deal when we play those guys. Very intense crowd when we play those guys. So, and then on top of that, they were coming off a down year, but those guys are always pretty good teams. So we never underestimate ULL. They've always been good. Even in their down year, they might have not had as great of a year as far as record goes, but they was one of those teams. If you didn't come to play, they could beat you.
Talk about that transition that you're making to linebacker. Talk about the confidence the coaches have in your ability to make that transition. How big of a deal that is to you.
I think that comes more of just my experience and what I've seen throughout years of playing. From my previous years of starting and just general knowledge of the game. I played 6 different positions in high school, so I have a better knowledge and better kind of wit and understanding of football than a lot of players normally do. So they're very confident in that aspect of me. So
Difference between last year's defense and this year's?
uh, one is understanding of our responsibilities. That's a huge difference. Guys are playing more confident, faster. a huge emphasis on negative plays and turnovers. So yeah.
Coach talks about one heartbeat. What does that mean to you guys? What is that? How is that going to help you through these tough games?
Well, as a defense, you always have to be on one accord. You know, there never can be a time where one guy doesn't know what's going on. Um, if that's the case, there's always going to be that one gap. I mean, it seems like in college. It's not like that in high school, but it seems like in college. If there's one guy that doesn't know what's going on, and one guy who kind of knows but doesn't quite know, or isn't playing as fast, or doesn't have his gap, it always seems like the offensive player always finds it. So, one heartbeat is saying, you know, we all have to be on one accord and moving in the same direction at all times. How you doing?
Appreciate it.
So when Coach touched base with you about moving the position, what were your thoughts to start with?
It's pretty angry. Just to be honest with you, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was hot, so yeah.
I guess when he talked to you about the reasoning, though, did you kind of understand it?
I mean, it's what my team needs me right now. You know, um, as a senior, you kind of want to think about yourself, but I mean, it's what our team needs right now. So I kind of had to put my own agenda to the side and just say, okay, this is what we need right now. So I'm just gonna focus on something a little bit bigger than me right now.
You weren't playing strong safety, was there?
Right.
Okay. Uh, how has that transition been? I guess you went through the spring doing it.
Mhm.
How was it going through spring practice?
Well, what I tell a lot of people is that I'm not as new to linebacker as a lot of people think I am. A lot of sub packages and dime packages and stuff like that. I've played linebacker before, and even last year, when teams were trying and get their big guys on the field in a hurry, and we didn't have time to sub, I would normally go down and play linebacker, and one of our corners would move back to safety. So I'm a lot more acquainted to it than people think I am, and I've actually started a game at linebacker when we played Navy, uh, and had one of my best games of my season there. So I think that's why they kind of did that. But yeah, I wish I would have played so good against Navy.
Was it was that more because Navy runs the ball so much?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know that triple option offense, they chop your legs a lot, and if you don't have speed, you know, to avoid some of those blocks, you're gonna have a rough day. So being an athletic linebacker, you know, I was able to avoid a lot of those chop blocks.